Good morning. Such a joy to be here with you this morning. To fight the unbeatable foe.
The Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. The affirmation, with love and appreciation, I bless my Father. As we express love to our family members, we are channels for the love of God. Today, we love and honor our fathers and the father figures in our lives. Whether they are with us in person or in spirit, we express our love and appreciation. We remember what these men have taught us, what they have shared, and what we have experienced with them. We hold them in prayer, knowing prayer is not limited by time or space. If for any reason we have felt alienated from our Father, we allow the forgiving love of God to heal whatever may have kept us from understanding and loving each other. We let the love of God express through us. Here at Unity of Aliso, Viejo, we like to welcome you in the spirit of this ministry and greet you in the name of all that is beautiful and sacred, where we embrace all spiritual paths that teach love. Unity offers a positive path to spiritual living that helps to support people in expressing their divine potential for healthy, abundant, and meaningful lives. Unity welcomes people of every creed, color, ethnicity, age, socioeconomic background, sexual orientation, and people with disabilities. Unity leaves no one out. We also like to say that you are here not by accident, but by divine appointment, and we are so grateful that you kept your appointment with Spirit this morning. Our speaker, in just a moment, will be our very own Wayne Bruchette. Wayne has become a wonderful friend through our 4T class and just come into our congregation and been an absolute light for all of us and just a driving catalyst for helping us take Unity of Aliso Viejo to the next level. So I'm very excited to hear your talk. And now, as our musicians lead us into a time of meditation, if you would like a blessing of pure light, you are welcome to sit across from one of our light workers over at the side of the sanctuary.
Father, by your love, I now rest in your eternal arms. Quietly I go within and hear. Be still and know that I am God.
Be still. Be still. Breathing in the love of God that permeates this room. We allow our thoughts and our bodies to just be still. As we do this, we turn our attention inward and allow our thoughts to play with visions of our fathers or the figures in our life who were like fathers to us. Especially remembering a time that really sticks out, a very special time. It could be an event, a place, a situation where you felt the love, the protection, and the guidance that only a father can give. Go deep into this feeling, knowing that this love is always there for you, is always with you, this fatherly love. Enjoy. attention back into this room, back into this time and place, present to the love of our fathers, knowing that although time, space, and dimension may separate us, that fatherly love is woven into the fabric of who we are, and we carry it always. And so it is.
Sing with me now, sweep over my soul.
Sweep over my soul. Sweep over my soul. Come, gracious Spirit, sweep over my soul. Sweep out hate and fear. Sweep out hate and fear. Come, gracious Spirit, sweep out hate and fear. Sweep in love and peace. Sweep in love and peace. Come, gracious Spirit, sweep in love and peace. Sweep in grace and joy. Sweep in grace and joy. Come, gracious Spirit, sweep in grace and joy.
And so it is.
Summertime, and the living is easy. Fish are jumping, and the cotton is high.
I got to follow that. Actually, Michael and I were spirits together prior to coming here on this earth to this particular plane, and I wanted that voice, and he wanted that voice. God flipped a coin. Here I am. Bless you. There's a destiny that makes us brothers and sisters. No one goes this way alone. All that we give into the lives of others comes back into our own. The greatest gift I ever got came to me from God. I call him Dad. And I was with my dad just a few days ago. You can come see him a little later. And he's reached that, he's 86. In fact, he's 86 tomorrow. Happy birthday, Dad. And like many of you with your fathers or your father figures, they get to an age where health-wise he's great. Mentally, he's not my dad anymore like he used to be. And for those of you who are gone through that or are about to go through that, I know what it's like. It hurts. But there's just so many memories. My dad taught me how to throw a baseball, taught me how to throw a football. My dad taught me more things than that, however. My dad taught me how to be respectful for people. My dad taught me how to set goals, have a path and direction, have those dreams, and to make sure that nobody stepped on those dreams. Now, anybody can be a father, but it takes a real man to be a dad. Young man by the name of Gary Singleton. I grew up in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Loved football. Played Pop Warner as a little boy. Went into high school. Was good. Was darn good. Not good enough to get a scholarship to the famous University of Alabama and play for the legendary Paul Bear Bryant. But he was able to get a walk-on. And for 4 years, he practiced, and he was on the practice squad. And Gary loved what he was doing. On Monday of the last game of that particular year, Coach Bryant was handed a note from somebody from the school and went up and grabbed Gary and asked Gary to come on over. And he read to Gary that his father had just passed away, and it's time for you to leave to go with your family. And he did. Saturday of game day, in walked Gary, getting in his football uniform, to which everybody said you didn't have to be there. But of course, him being there motivated a lot of people. He went up to Bear Bryant and said, "Coach, you got to let me play today. You've just got to let me play today." And for those of you who know the legend of Paul Bear Bryant, he was a tough man, tough man. And he said, we'll see, Gary. And first quarter went through, nothing. Second quarter came through, and once again, Gary went up and was begging Coach Bryant and said, well, let's see, maybe in the second half. They went through the first half ceremonies, and the third quarter came, and finally, literally, Gary got on his hands and knees on the field and begged Paul Bear Bryant to let him get in that game. And he got in that game. He played like he'd never played before in his life. Hitting, running faster, tackling better, playing way above his physical and human capabilities. At the end of the game, when he was in the dressing room, Coach Bryant came up to him and said, Gary, what happened to you today? You played like you've never, ever played before in your life. He said, Coach, did you ever know my dad? He says, no, son, I never had the honor to meet your dad, but I used to see you and your dad walking around campus arm in arm. So we walked arm in arm, Coach, because my dad was blind. Today, Coach, was the first day my daddy got to see me play football. I played today for my daddy. I think we've all had those moments where we did things for our daddies. Because we always wanted our parents to be so proud of what we'd accomplished. and that we had taken the talents that God had given us and had used them. Mine came in February of 1981. In May of 1980, I was elected state president of the California Junior Chamber of Commerce. I had spent 6 months running up and down this state, and there are small little towns in our state I never even knew existed. And I was giving speeches to 3 or 4 people, getting them across of why I wanted to be elected, and I got elected. Well, the day when we finally got elected, I turned to Bonnie. I said, I wasn't expecting this. Now what do we do? You know, you better think of something real quick, hon. In February of 1981, I had come up with an incentive. The president of the United States Junior Chamber of Commerce, Mr. Gib Garrell from Skiatook, Oklahoma, was coming in to town because we were accomplishing things that in the 53, I was the 53rd state president. In the 53 years, the state organization had never accomplished. We had grown in more members. We had gotten out of debt. We had done things that had put us in the top 10 of trade estates. And so the state president, the national president, was going to come in and talk to us. I used it as an incentive to all my district governors. I said, okay, for the month of January, if you do this, 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 and this, and whoever does all these great things, you have the opportunity, and you'll earn the right, to be the host for Gib Garrell, who's coming in from Oklahoma. So in February, so the night of, it was either Tuesday or Wednesday night, Rich Carlson, who was a district governor who had won that right to host that evening, has come to the Hilton Hotel at Universal Studios. I walked in, and there's a 3-tiered stage. All my district governors are at the bottom of the stage, then my state vice presidents, and then where Gib was going to sit, and my wife Bonnie, and Rich, the host. It was huge, okay? I looked out into this ballroom, about 1,000 people in the room, and it was exciting, and they were all pumped up to hear Gib speak. As Rich gets up to start the evening, all of a sudden, the back doors open up, and in comes the USC marching band. This kid knew how to put on a party. The USC marching band, full, everything else. As I mentioned just a second ago, I wasn't supposed to win, and that's when Rocky had come out. So, well, Rich, beautiful man, has SC coming in, marching in, full down the aisles and everything, playing Rocky. And it was explosive, and everybody was jumping and going crazy. As it finally calmed down, Rich introduced me, because I was going to be introducing Gib Garrell. He introduced me and gave me this wonderful introduction. What we learned in JC's and some of the speaking that they taught us is an introduction, is a speech. He gave me a phenomenal speech. I got to the podium, and about where George was sitting, as I looked down, was my mom and dad. And I looked at my dad. Damn it. Thank you. So I looked at my dad sitting there. I looked down, and people are still cheering, and the applause finally ends. I just looked at my dad's eyes, the tears rolling down his cheek, and I just said, "Are you proud of me now, Dad?" And of course he said yes. And of course the place went nuts. Going again. But that's what that was my time when I got to really realize, I was 35 years old, that my dad's little boy had become a man, and that I had not let my dad's disappointed. I did not disappoint my dad. He was proud of me. During that year as state president, I ran up and down the state. I mean, I was not home. I was able to count the many nights I was able to sleep in my own bed than I was to count how many days I was on the road. It was constantly, Wairika, up by the Oregon border. I mean, I met some of the most wonderful, giving, caring people who were doing things in their community, and I was privileged to be the leader of that organization, helping that stuff go. But I'd be coming home sometimes 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. And I'd come into that room and into the house, and I'd unlock it real quietly, take off my shoes, start walking down that hallway to my child's room. And that's that room we all know about that's got that door open just a little bit and the night light's in there. And I'm walking in and you open that door and you see your angels sound asleep. You see them sitting there and you know what you're doing. The time you're giving to your community, the time you're giving to people. You know that you're doing that for your child. That eventually the things you're doing are trying to make a better world for your kids. And so you look down and you see them, and sometime during that day or that weekend, they were hitting pots and pans. They were doing all kinds of stuff. But boy, that night, at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, was just Dad and Angel's with Dad, looking at his kids, sound asleep. They're so angelic. And in their room was this multicolored, beautiful poster. Stars jumping off of it. Rainbows. And it said, "Celebrate. You are a real find in someone's eyes. Believe it. You are a unique and priceless jewel on the face of this earth. Believe it. God don't make no junk." And God don't make no junk. People were designed for accomplishment. They were engineered for success. And they were endowed with those seeds of greatness. Those seeds of greatness lie within each and every one of us, each and every one of you. The only difference between success and failure in life is what you do with that water pitcher of life to make sure you're watering those seeds every single day because God gave them to you to be who you want to be, to go where you want to go. Don't talk to me about age. I'm 67. Don't talk to me about age, or I'll stand here for another hour, and you don't want to hear me for another hour, and I'll talk to you about Colonel Sanders, and I'll talk to you about Mary Kay, who are both over 65. Don't talk to me about age, about what you can or cannot do in your life. You can do and be whatever you want to be. There are a lot of people who can stop you temporarily. But you are the only ones who can stop you permanently. There have been 8 billion people on this planet Earth, and there's never been another one exactly like you. With your eyes, Jerry, with your ears, Al, with who you are, your feet, your hands, your brain, no one has ever been anything like you. You are special. You are unique. You are a limited edition, a special print. God bless you.
Well, thank you for that. Wow. Amazing, just amazing. You will do amazing things, 'cause you're amazing, just amazing, and you will do amazing things.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Gentlemen, thank you so much for the music. Thank you, thank you, thank you. In the back, thank you so much for making us up here all look great. Thank you for just taking this and just, bam, knocking this up a notch. Wow. And Wayne, oh, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So much heart. Really, really got across what Father's Day means to you, both ways, being a father and having a father. Thank you. Thank you for that. This part of our service we call our sacred walk of abundance. The law of giving and receiving is a principle understood by all spiritual traditions. We invite you to experience this principle in body, mind, and spirit. As you feel comfortable, please come forward and take an affirmation from one of our affirmation bowls there. And if you have a financial offering, please place it in the plate. If you do not have a financial gift to give this morning, please do come forward, say a silent prayer of thanksgiving, and accept your blessing from the bowl. Before we do this, let's speak our blessing, our offering blessing together on the screens. Okay. Please speak it after me. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I give and all that I receive. Well, we all know it, so we just got to say it together. Okay, please come forward as you feel comfortable.
Sing with me now to affirm our offering song, I Am So Blessed. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed. And so it is.
And we have been so very blessed this morning. As our meditative service comes to a close, please join me in speaking our prayer for protection. Together, the light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, The power of God protects us, and the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. Amen. Let's all stand together. If we can make a circle, join hands and sing our closing song, Let There Be Peace on Earth.